breaking updates. Very important.
She's also just a spoiled, entitled, narcissistic brat.
This is what theaters look like across the world, and it just keeps getting worse.
How it was so outdated and how Rachel Zegler disrespected the original and a classic from Walt Disney, something that completely saved Disney and changed the company and changed animation in general.
Have you ever watched a rising star go from Hollywood's next big thing to an industry cautionary tale almost overnight? Rachel Zegler, once hailed for her impressive vocals and on-screen charisma, took center stage in Disney's new Snow White remake. But what happened next left everyone stunned. Brace yourself, because this is the story of how one promising talent's big break became a massive PR nightmare. Rachel Zegler first caught the world's eye with an extraordinary performance in West Side Story, earning praise from critics who called her the next bright talent. Fans adored her voice, her earnest presence, and the promise she held for future blockbusters. She seemed destined for success until the Snow White saga changed everything. Zegler's involvement in a major Disney remake sounded like a fairy tale step in her career. No one expected the drama that was about to unfold. Disney's live-action adaptations usually generate buzz, and Snow White was no exception. The original 1937 classic is legendary, credited with kickstarting Disney's animated legacy. Updating it for modern times sounded exciting, at least on paper. Early teasers promised a bolder take, hinting at changes to the dwarfs, the prince, and the timeless love story. But even before the first official trailer, rumblings of discontent spread online. Fans worried the film would stray too far from the cherished source material. Little did they know, the real storm was just around the corner. Rachel Zegler's interviews became the match that ignited a wildfire. She jokingly labeled the old Snow White storyline creepy and poked fun at the prince's role, declaring that her version didn't need him. To many longtime Disney fans, it came off as disrespectful to the original film and its legacy. Outrage spread like lightning. Social media users accused Zegler of looking down on Walt Disney's earliest masterpiece. While some applauded her push for modern storytelling, others felt blindsided by her dismissive attitude. The actress soon found herself at the epicenter of a heated controversy. Once Disney dropped the official trailer, criticism erupted. Dislikes piled up faster than anyone expected, and comment sections turned into scathing debates over whether this remake belonged anywhere near the Disney canon. As fan disapproval soared, snapshots of empty theaters began circulating online. Some claimed the movie was so lackluster that nobody bothered showing up. Meanwhile, Zegler posted videos that seemed to revel in the negativity, including one where she stood alone in a deserted cinema. Instead of inspiring viewers to give the film a chance, her posts fanned the flames, adding to the mocking memes and endless "what happened to Snow White" discussions. Hollywood insiders started whispering that the backlash might be costing Zegler future opportunities. Rumors surfaced that Disney quietly cut her from other projects, like a rumored cameo in Toy Story 5, in an attempt to contain the damage. Whether true or not, the talk alone was enough to suggest her career momentum was in serious jeopardy. The Meltdown overshadowed everything else. Discussions about the film's visuals, costume design, and special effects gave way to scornful memes. Instead of celebrating her singing chops, fans and the press zeroed in on each new interview misstep or smug social media post. When the movie finally hit theaters, it flopped in spectacular fashion. Critics described it as misguided, overindulgent, and too focused on forcing modern messages rather than telling a captivating story. Disney attempted damage control, calling the project misunderstood and pushing last-minute promotional ads. But it was too late. Headlines pointed to poor attendance, empty seating charts, and a massive disappointment for a studio that usually spins gold from its classic properties. Industry veterans shook their heads. Had Disney become too reliant on nostalgia? Had the constant push to update fairy tales driven away the very fans who made them legendary? Either way, the Meltdown was the only thing anyone could talk about. The Rachel Zegler Snow White debacle proves that no matter how big the studio or how iconic the source material, success isn't guaranteed. Controversial tweaks, dismissive comments, and a soaring ego can alienate even the most loyal audience. Will Rachel stage a comeback, or will this fiasco be the chapter Hollywood remembers most? Let's hear your thoughts. Did Disney go too far? Trying to modernize Snow White? Can Rachel bounce back, or is this Meltdown too big to overcome? Share your take in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. After all, this is just one example of the many wild twists Tinseltown has in store, and you don't want to miss what happens next.